What is the problem between the spiritual people and scientists? Because scientists, they use a specific language. Spiritual people, they go through their own experience, and mostly certain abilities open up in them when they get an intense stress in their life, that it's make a change, a big change. I would like to build a bridge.
What's up, guys? You're watching a new episode of Undress My Soul, and today we are together with Alex, who is a technological shaman. He's using several devices to get people to analyze their chronobiology, but also improve their well-being. Can we say like that?
Resonant geometric photon field deliver precise informational resonance, interacting through the human energetic meridians, resulting in harmonious mental, emotional, and energetic states.
What he said.
This is the strong shit. This one is a bit radioactive. 0.3 million years was floating in the space, and it's the Gibeon meteorite fall down in 1867 or something like this in South Africa. Lapis lazuli was so much used in ancient Egypt. You can put hands on top of my hands.
Ah, yeah.
Just on that.
On this one is already spell. It's a 15 arcan which is spinning like energy. But I cannot give you touch it.
Why not?
Because I'm planning to put a spell on it.
Ooh.
So basically, it's based on the ACG or the heart rate variability, and sensors which is here is very close to a polygraph. In polygraph they use 16 to 22 simultaneous recorders basically. Plus here is the magnetic field of the hand. You can see this is the stress, high stress level. You're
What's
tired.
a few things you can measure that people don't think it's possible to measure?
This is mostly aura and chakra, for example, but it can be changed in 5 minutes. You sit, you meditate, or for example, you remember your mom or any happy moment from your childhood. Or for example, it can be somebody give you a call and he tells like your neighbor is dying or something like or whatever. It's drop immediately.
When people say they can align your chakras are open.
Yeah, some of them they can do, some of them they cannot. This is the whole thing about why I collect these devices, to basically show how good this practitioner or how bad he is. I would like to work with people, and I look for the scientists and professors who open for metaphysical part, who is not only stuck in dogma, who is not limiting themselves, because then you go to the alchemy and the magic. What is the problem between the spiritual people and scientists? Because scientists, they use a specific language. Spiritual people, they go through their own experience, and mostly certain abilities open up in them when it's open up when they get an intense stress in their life, that it's make a change, a big change. So they talking on the level of how they felt it, and they don't have that vocabulary. So basically they talking about the same thing, but they talking with a different language. And this is what's basically pushing them away. So I would like to build a bridge. People are afraid to look stupid. So basically, if they don't understand what you are talking about, they will they disappear.
Or they're gonna judge it and say this is bullshit.
Exactly. If you see some magic, somebody levitate or fly, if he never saw this, he might just throw in him stones and stuff like this. Most of the people who have financial support, they would be more open to try new things because they have a possibility to try new things. They can drive Ferrari, they can drive Lamborghini, they can go and try a most newest
travel around the world.
So their scope
Taste
is
the best wine.
yeah. So their scope is much wider open. So they basically can accept. They have much more bigger volume to fit in. But in the short consciousness, it's like a cup of water. You cannot. And if you don't know something, it will be not. He will not accept it.
If you're in survival
He
mode,
will start to push it.
So if you're in survival mode, if you don't have this abundant mindset, then it's harder to...
No, not every time, because you see the monks, you see other different people. You can be rich in your head. It depends on your level of perception. You see, because what is abundance? Abundance is a different way of energy.
What are you looking for when you collect this data?
Teach people of the self-care instead of health-care. 90% of the problems is the psycho-emotional part. So if you work on the level of the physical body, it won't work. It would be like you have a hole in the wall, but you just put the what's so called a piece of paper, and the hole is behind the piece of paper. This is when the wrong happening when people go and drink coffee, because they stimulate the heartbeat, because then it goes down. But you better go and close your eyes for 15 minutes and you recover, because the speed of the recovery, speed of the metabolism, this is the super cool stuff.
That's the reason.
This is the real thing, yeah, because what you do, you're stealing from yourself a life power. We see when the person would be on the physical law, and it's all because of the movement of the celestial bodies, that you didn't panic. When you know when it's coming, you'll just would be in a way like you would give yourself more rest. It's called preventive medicine, and each sign goes for the specific organ system. And that's why how we know about the predisposition. Most of the time, this is where the people get sick, and this is what I'm researching and telling to them. If the last time I get sick, this was the exact thing. Plus, people die when the physical low. So we put in the database Gagarin, Shakespeare, all the famous people, and you look the day where they die, and basically it's the most severe lower downers. In Thailand, when the people get married, they also use similar calendar.
This like physical, not so much, not so much, not so much. But
yeah,
good,
so
good.
Here you need to use more ginger, you need to use more honey, support your body, it's something immune booster. But here you can eat cakes, you can just have fun with food, you can do disco party, because if you party here, for you to recover, he will be very heavy.
It's always like this, huh?
Yes, of course, because it's a sinusoidal. If you put them together, it will be a circle, and this is where you go in your highest potential and then your lowest potential. This is how we live. February 2022, very dangerous day, because it's dark red. So I would suggest that this day you just sit at home, just enjoy, because you lose the focus. In the Olympic Games, they use this one. Chinese teams, they would never put the person when he is on his low, because he would not show his best. And he might be able as well to damage himself.
Wait, that's so amazing for like athletes and...
Not only for athletes. Why for athletes?
For everybody.
For everybody.
Yeah,
For example, the green line is about mood, because it's a hormonal balance. So for example, your wife is here and you are here, and like she give you a hard time. But if you are a conscious couple and you put, and you know she know, you would try to support your partner,
So it's
not
kind of
only...
like, you know when men are like, you're on your periods, that's why you're so annoying. So that's kind of like the next step, because it's the moon sign.
Yeah, but the men also don't need to, because men have his period, but only in the head in the new moon, so they are more agitated as well. So this is the whole thing.
It also shows that it doesn't define them. They can be emotional and annoying then, but it doesn't mean it's them as a person.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that exactly. It's like kind of like, it's a bit more amplified, I would say. For the football team, you could have seen who is the most strongest player will be today. Different colors. So this is the hydration and dehydration. It's too much plus. So what I need to do, I need to send their minus. So if I will send their minus, it will rebalance and reharmonize.
Mon âge biologique là, il est de 34-35, parce qu'en fait, comme je suis fatiguée actuellement, ça augmente l'âge biologique. Attends, je suis sur l'électricité, ramène un verre d'eau.
C'est parfait. Thank you, man. On débarras. Je sais pas
Bye
comment faire.
bye. Là, on va tout savoir.
Putain. Pas sûr qu'on était on est vraiment tout savoir quoi, si.
Ça reste entre nous.
Moi c'est tout est là. Pouvoir faire du chantage.
The machine that's messed up.
Yeah, well, I don't know what is this. Because it
Too
was
strong,
just
too strong energy, high vibration, cannot
too
handle.
stubborn.
Too stubborn.
This also. Ça reste vert quand même. Oh, never mind.
We take out where it was a bit over of the plus or of the minus, and we put you into the neutral state.
Wait, so you basically can remove overthinking.
As well, yeah, because the thing is, what is overthinking? Is accumulating of a certain energy. It's like if you overthink, it will make you tired. So it's mean you consume too much energy from your body. You know that the party on your birthday is not actually a good idea.
Ah yeah?
Because you have a cellular memory, so when your mother delivers you, it's a huge stress. So you better do it after 1 week or something like this.
We measure the chronobiology, but what else are we doing?
We improving the.
Je suis comme un gros sac.
Ah oui, t'es là toi. Je t'avais même pas vu, tu vois.
What we are doing is basically improving quality of life, active eldering, and conscious conceiving of children. This is a singlet oxygen.
It's flickering. Ah yeah.
Techno party.
Yeah, I told you we'll have some fun. It's mantras or Reiki symbols or golden time mantras. It depends on which library we're using.
So what does it do except for being pretty?
You see, every symbol, like if it's like in two-dimensional, it works. It's projects, it's a power. But if you put through the silicon carbide or through the crystal sphere with the specific engraving, it creates more a field. So it's work all on the higher level, on the level of subconsciousness. Like so, this is will be. Oh, that's cool. Introducing a certain frequency, harmonized frequency, in your field of frequency. So if you have some disbalance, it's harmonize you and lift you up.
What's up guys, I'm here in my studio and I'm gonna share my experience with Alex machines. So the first one with the lightning is a Mandala Scan, and when I had it on my eyes I felt, relaxed, but it was kind of a trippy experience because it was like kaleidoscopic visuals that remind of a psychedelic experience. Actually, there's a science called optogenetics that uses light to control brain cells, and that's one of the most rapid fields of applied research apparently. So in other words, it's technology to control the brain. And when you think about it, everything is a code, right? Like music, lightning, painting, colors, tattoos, everything holds a message. And I'm actually wearing this necklace saying just that. And yeah, it's gonna affect you to some extent, of course. So the other machine where I placed my hands on a receptor is a biometric scanner. And I find it interesting because I think it could be used to scan people according to their frequency level. Because you can measure that, and like we said, it's fluctuating. So say you have bad vibes and you're coming to a party, you get measured. And you can do like a small meditation and then you can get in. And it's something that I've discussed with entrepreneur friends for the last 2 years. You know, that measuring the way a service, a conference, a concert, a healing treatment has affected you can really be helpful from a marketing perspective. I worked in marketing strategy and data collection in my corporate career. and I still do to a certain extent. As an interviewer, I extract data and information from people. So yeah, I find it interesting, and I think it's still early, but there's something to it. So in conclusion, I would say be intentional with the information that you absorb through your six senses. You need to be aware that everything is frequency, and that's what it comes down to. So since you watched until the end, thank you. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, follow, check out the links that I put down there if you want to know more. And I'll see you next week for another episode of Undress My Soul. Bye!